Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for March the 10th. I'm going to be pulling one card for each sign. So if you know your sun sign, that'll give you a little bit of information about what's coming up for you for the day. If you know your sun, moon, and rising, that'll give you a little bit more. And if you know all of your planetary placements in their houses, then this can actually give you quite a bit of information about what your day may hold. Thank you guys very much for being here. Thank you for commenting down below this video. Thank you also for liking and for sharing this video with others who may benefit from it as well. And of course, thank you to those of you ordering private readings and Reiki sessions from me. It is because of all of you guys' wonderful support that I'm able to do what I love to do for my living. So seriously, thank you very much for every little bit of that. All right, let's get started, shall we? Let's look at Aries. Aries, you guys have the Ten of Swords showing up in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse is just telling me that you have a situation that was a long-term source of tension or of debate that you thought was done and over, and this is now coming up again for you to deal with and really put it to bed again for real this time so that it doesn't show back up. All right, so that's what we have for Aries. Next up, let's look at Taurus. Taurus, you guys have La Luna. That's the moon. Oh, look how beautiful. And a little mama and a baby in the moon. We like that. Very feminine archetype for sure. Okay, so what's going on, Taurus? I'm going to tell you that what I'm really being drawn to out of that card is that there's something coming up out of our subconscious that we are going to have to really evaluate and look at and deal with today. Something that triggers some emotions in us, and we want to look at, why is that? Is that a good thing or is that not such a good thing? All right, so that's for Taurus. Looks like some kind of spiritual growth going on there. Geminis, Four of Batons. This tells me that you're going to be really focused on home today, whether that's home where you live right now or home where you used to live, your family home, your family of origin type of place, but definitely some focus on a place that feels like home. Next up, we're looking at Cancers. So Cancer's 10 of Cups. I like it. I like it. This tells me that there's something in your life that is making you feel very happy. And whatever this thing is that's making you feel very happy, with this 10 coming up, you are getting ready to take that up to the next level. So whether this is a relationship, an activity, a hobby, a project at work, something that's making you happy, you're getting ready to, well, you're upgrading it today. Let's not even say you're getting ready. You are upgrading it today. We like it. Next up, we're looking at Leo. Leos, what do you have? This must be the High Priestess, eh? Is that right? Oh yeah, look at that. It's almost like she's wearing a, whatever that hat is that the Pope wears. I'm sure there's an official name for it. Okay, so the High Priestess showing up here in reverse, and this is for who? This is Leo's. High Priestess in reverse it's my confusion card, and this is profound confusion. So it doesn't mean you're confused about everything going on during the day. We're just looking at one little moment here, one little interaction, one little snapshot. But there is something going on during the day that has you profoundly confused. This is where you don't really know up from down in a particular situation. So always a good time to get a reading, I think, when this card comes up, especially if this confusion is around something important that you really need to know what direction you should move in, but this confusion is keeping you from really being able to figure that out. Okay, so that's for Leo. Next up, let's look at Virgo. Virgo, you guys have the Seven of Batons or the Seven of Wands. This just tells me that you're holding your own. You are holding your own. So this can manifest in a whole lot of different ways. But basically, if you picture somebody playing King of the Hill, this is somebody who has made it to the top of the hill and they're not letting anybody else knock them off of that hill. So this can be setting boundaries so that people are not invading your space or invading your finances or whatever the situation might be, invading your time. So this can be setting boundaries to make sure that that does not happen. Other ways that this can manifest is where there's a competitive situation. This can be you, coming out on top of that competition, really doing the best at whatever this competition's about and not really letting any other contenders um, think that maybe they are going to do the best because you're holding that position firmly. So there's a few ways that that can manifest, but I'm just going to say holding your own is kind of the key word or the key phrase for a card like this. Okay, so that was for Virgos. Next up, let's look at Libra. Libra, what is this? This is the Fool. I want to look at that right side up and look at that word, Le Bateleur. Okay, it's got dice. It's got a baton. Coins, balls, all kinds of good stuff. Wow, I really like this card. So pretty. All right, so this is for who, Libra? So I think that you really want to be on guard today as far as any practical jokers or any tricksters that might be around you. And this could be something as little as a practical joker, just having some light kind of fun. But this card can also indicate, somebody scamming grandma out of her 401k type stuff as well. So you just want to be careful about any kind of contract that you're signing or any kind of situation that you're getting into that has any sort of long-term impact. You want to make sure that you really know what you're getting into. Read all that fine print. I know we don't like to, but read all of that fine print. Make sure that everything is on the up and up here. Okay, just a little word of caution. Doesn't mean don't do it, just means make sure you know exactly what you're getting into before you commit to anything that can impact you a lot over time. Okay, so next up, let's look at Scorpios. Okay, Scorpios, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This just tells me that we may be feeling like it's payday, but it's not really yet. Not with that in reverse. Now I know for a lot of people, whenever this comes up in reverse, a lot of readers will say, yep, that's payday, and right side up, you're waiting for your pay. That's not how I've ever read a Seven of Pentacles. For me, the Seven of Pentacles right side up is payday, and the reverse is waiting for that pay to come in. To me, the reverse, you've got gravity happening here. To me, I see these pentacles as being more seeds underneath the ground because that's gravity would pull them this way. So I think that there's some type of payday we're expecting today. Payday or payoff or payback, and it's not really happening today. This doesn't mean it's not happening, just means that we need to wait a little bit longer until it actually can happen. All right, so that's Scorpio. Sagittarius, you're up next. Cavalier de Epées. Okay, so this is going to be our Knight of Swords, actually. That's what I'm going to take on this because we've got the horse right there. That's associated with a knight. So a knight normally takes action. And when we have somebody taking action in the suit of swords, we're talking about somebody taking actions with either thought or with words, one or the other. Okay, so Knight of Swords showing up here. Who are we looking at? Sagittarius. Excuse me, Sagittarius. I think there's somebody in your experience that really does want to have some type of intelligent, deep conversation with you today. I do feel like they are looking for information, an outlook, a perspective. I feel like they're trying to formulate some type of strategy about how to handle a situation in their lives. And I feel like they are looking to you for some type of information that would help them to formulate that strategy. They're not looking for the whole answer from you. That's not what I'm getting. But they're looking for some kind of information that they can put into the rest of the picture that they're building to help them move forward with whatever this strategy is. you know, to actually create the strategy. Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting card for this deck. A little different than the normal Knight of Swords for me. All right, Capricorn, Capricorn, La Ermite, showing up in reverse. So you've got the Hermit card in reverse, Capricorn. Oh, I like this card. Okay, Hermit card in reverse, Capricorn, just means that you have taken some time to really think some things over, set some priorities, decide what it is that makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you tick, and maybe even what makes you trigger. Maybe even deactivated some triggers if you've really gone deep with this. And you could be doing this prior to today, or you could be doing this today, and then by the end of the day, you're coming out. Either way, you're either coming out today after doing this yesterday, or you're coming out at the end of the day after doing this earlier today, and you're ready to interact with other people around whatever this is that you needed to sort of sort out in your own mind. Okay? But ready to come out and start interacting and moving towards those priorities that you found as you did this. All right, so that was who? That was Capricorn. Next up, let's look at Aquarius. Ooh, La Justice. Feminine version, feminine word. I would have never picked justice as a feminine word. That's interesting. Okay, so justice showing up in reverse for those of you who are, who is this? This is Aquarius. So justice in reverse for those of you who are Aquarius. This is telling me, what is this telling me? I think you're trying to make some type of decision and you're really confused about it. This is a decision that you're trying to make about a person and an outcome that they had, or maybe even a group of persons. And you're really trying to figure out this outcome that they had is not really necessarily a very positive one. And so you're trying to figure out if this person was shooting for that particular outcome to begin with, or if they were trying to create a different outcome and things just went off track and they didn't know how to get them back on track. So really, your decision that you have to make today, Aquarius, is, do I give this person some kind of what we called in the military remedial training, which is where you go back over something that somebody really, you would think that they would already know, and just make sure that they've really got it? Or if they don't need remedial training, is there some kind of consequences that they need for what they did? So this is really going to be up to you. It's going to be your choice to figure out, you know, did they intend for this outcome, or did they not intend for it and things just got off track? So that's going to be up to you to decide today. It looks to me like there is some confusion around there. Once again, I'm going to say what I said to some other sign earlier today, that when we have this type of confusion, this is really a good time to get a reading if this decision is something that is important and that could impact you long term. You know, if this is something that is going to only impact you 20 minutes, why would you get a reading? But if it's going to be something that impacts you long term, you definitely want to take a look at that. So that's Aquarius with a little bit of confusion going on there. Now let's look at Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. Six of Swords showing up in reverse. This for me says that you are going through or creating some type of lifestyle change today. And so a lifestyle change for me is defined as anything that we're doing to improve our quality of life and possibly also to extend the length of our life potentially. So this can be getting rid of drinking or any other addiction. This can be exercising more, eating better, controlling the stress level in your life. I had one lady, this came up for her because she was getting away from a commute to work. So lots of different ways that this can come up, but doing something that is a lifestyle change to improve your quality of life and possibly even the length of your life. Okay, so good for you, Pisces. Thank you everybody for being here and for supporting this channel and supporting me. I'm looking forward to working with some of you personally later on today, and the rest of you I'll see back on this next video. Peace out.